What's up, y'all? This is probably one of the happiest lives I'm going to be doing because finally we have some boot camps for those of y'all who live in the UK, Australia, various parts of Africa. Basically, if you don't live in North America, got some boot camps for you. To be clear, though, the boot camps that we're going to be talking about, you can do these boot camps even if you are in...
Meet I'm Just Cyrus. He is a tech entrepreneur who's also a social media star who pretty much helps people get into the tech industry with no degree. He makes a lot of money, he sells a lot of boot camps and things like that. But his promotion is quite entertaining. Now, obviously, he has a lot of the flash that you would expect with a lot of people in the social media entrepreneur space. But, he has somewhat of a red pill spin, right? Now, I want to look at the first video that I want to talk about, right? And this video is pretty interesting because you see in the background when the girl who friend zoned you is shooting her shot after finding out you make six figures in tech, right? And I can't play the song, but it says, "Let's be friends" in the background, but let's listen to this. You can't make this stuff up. Several women who friend zoned ghosted me a few years ago have all slid in my DMs these past couple weeks as if nothing happened. And I'm not giving any of them the time. But I want to know from y'all, is it a red flag when a woman dates and then ghost friend zones a man until he starts making more money? But that one isn't the best one, guys. Brother Kelvin sent me this. And if you look at this video, it says, when your ex who cheated on you and had a baby on you went broke and had to move in with her family, so now she's asking you to help her break into tech. Guys, let me just say this. I had very similar stories to what the brother is talking about here. And I understand what we talk about in the manosphere, in the red pill spaces, about men's rights, women being unaccountable. But a lot of these things are arguments that, to be honest, the manosphere can win those arguments and not win the war. What do I mean? Well, let's look at racism. Brother Malcolm X, the ancestor, was going all across the world demolishing not just, white intellectuals, black intellectuals who were more passive, right? And they were, kind of scapegoats for white society. And Brother Malcolm X's belief system on race was correct. But without the backing and the fundamental power to change it, it didn't matter. Racism still persists and it was pervasive in the 60s into the 70s until now. The manosphere faces the same situation, or men's rights, or even guys who agree that, there are unfair advantages that women have. Guys, you can be right with all the points. You can have all of the right talking points. You can even be correct in debate. There's only one way to deal with women. That is to be successful. Now, success is a very broad definition, a broad term. But we're going to quantify it for you guys. What does that mean by being successful? Being financially independent as much as possible. I don't care for you, if that's $40,000 a year or if it's $500,000 a year. The reality is that the one thing that women really respect are men or groups of men who have opportunities that they don't have, and you see how they act when you have them. In other words, we really need to stop being so mad at women so much and start being more successful. Look at these other groups out here. And men are no different. If you look at Jews, you look at the LGBT, how do they get successful? Number one, by having agendas, and number two, by being very productive. Black men and men in general have to get out of arguing, get to being successful, get to being a part of big industries, get to being people who have jobs, get to being people who reinvest money, get to being people who own banks. If you don't own banks, have money in the stock market. If you don't have stock market, own your house. We need to be seeking things that bring power. And what you see is this guy, when women didn't see him as having that, he didn't get it. Now I get what guys are saying. Well, you don't have to deal with that overseas, and you might be right. But anywhere you go, you need to have the same idea. The bottom line is, be more successful and stop being so upset with women. Success speaks in ways that words cannot. I have a saying that I've been using lately. Your word can say anything, but your work says everything. I'm going to say it again. Your mouth can say anything, okay? But your work says everything. Once this brother became successful, he started doing his own thing. Here come chicks that left him, had a baby on him. Now look at who they're coming back to. Look at who they're looking for opportunities to. Because I'm telling you, being a man that creates opportunities for people is power. Even if you're not the richest guy in the world. Focus on being successful. Focus on being successful. You'll be surprised at the higher quality of women that you can obtain. Many men I see in manosphere communities, whether it's black, white, or otherwise, we are always focusing in on what we don't want. And what does the secret of life tell you? Focus on what you want. That's where the energy goes. If you don't want single moms, okay. If you don't want a woman that has a certain dress size, okay. We get that. But why are we talking about those people all the time? If they're delusional and what they want, it doesn't even matter. Why does it matter? They're not going to be there anyway for a guy like you. You'll already be off the market. You'll already be in some place great. So it doesn't matter if they're not there. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Focus on where you're supposed to be. And once he got successful, once he was doing his thing, all of a sudden, guess what? He became attractive. All of a sudden, chicks are in the DMs. Of course. That's the whole point. The whole point is to get yourself there so that you can stop being mad. And guess what? You live in America. There's no more excuses, guys. Listen. America can stand a few more rich people, a few more successful people, a few more financially independent people. In fact, that's what they want. America wants you to get money. America wants you to be successful. America wants you to create jobs. America wants you to do all of these things. And nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you from being the best in your industry. Nobody's stopping you from being the best version of yourself. And the women who used to talk about you, they will be there. And we got to be honest. That's just how it works, guys. As a man, women typically do not like you for you. Very few people do in this world. For the most part, when you see women, do you like them for them because they have a good mind? Or do you like her because she's like very, very, very beautiful and she's cute and then, oh, she's nice? We got to be honest here. Everybody's looking for something in exchange for what they have. And this is what this guy did. He's not talking about, these single moms, whatever. He doesn't even have to deal with them. He don't even talk to them. They're not even in his same radar if he doesn't want to do it. I'm just saying if that's how he felt. Or if he felt that, she's a certain size, she's too skinny, or she doesn't have enough kids, or whatever the case may be. He doesn't even have to deal with it because he's being successful. He's living his own successful truth. He's in a pocket of many women. He doesn't have to deal with it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Limited episode Celebrity Joe. Did you for all that you do? Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.